One of the reasons why I never went with Reno Lock is because I was always of the camp of, but I'm just gonna run Handlock. 2 copies of Mountain Giant is too good. 2 copies of Twilight Drake are too good. 2 copies of Molten Giant are too good. 2 copies of Void Caller are too good. There's no way that you can build a Reno Handlock. And I looked up late night and I looked up some Reno Handlocks, and there's like 1 copy of Mountain Giant, Twilight Drake, and Molten Giant. I was like, And so, I thought, we'll just build the usual Handlock and then we'll put in Reno Jackson. And that's what I did. So, this is an ambitious version. We do have mostly 1 copy of stuff, but I decided to be, let's not call it greedy, let's call it ambitious. There's 3 duplicates in this deck. However, they are all cards that I would hard mulligan for, so that increases the chances a little bit. The 1 copy of a card that I kind of want 2 of, but it's like, 4 duplicates, that might be a bit much. I'm gonna use Molten Giant. The crazy thing is Fugue and Stalag isn't ridiculous in this deck. That'd be in the top, possibly 50 cards to consider. I'm actually quite tempted now. But we're gonna just put that on the back burner. Warlock, Reno, Handlock 1.0.
Your soul shall be mine. I am your knight.
We're gonna be rich, boys. Alright, so I have to tap Mountain Giant, so I can't even keep Imp Gang Boss, I think. So maybe I'll keep Imp Gang Boss in case it's like super aggro you. Can also tap Imp Gang Boss on turn 5. Yeah, 3 duplicates is a lot for a Reno Jackson deck, but I did put in all cards that I would mulligan for, and they all are essential cards in the Handlock deck. So I don't always keep Mountain Giant, but I do almost always keep Twilight Drake and Void Caller. And I do always keep Mountain Giant against not Hunter and not Mage. And maybe with this deck I keep Mountain Giant against those classes. I have to figure that out still. Alright, so we only have 1 more duplicate in the deck. That would be a Void Caller.
Stop yelling!
I've missed you so much, Handlock. This looks just like a normal Handlock hand.
I've got the beast in myself.
I've missed getting Big Game Huntered on turn whatever. This should be a Reno Jackson deck, but he's probably not hip enough. I think Handlock has a good matchup against Reno Jackson. Could be a Malygos Lock, and then he runs 2 copies of BGH and then Sun. That's a Siphon Soul, probably. The good news is Reno Jackson decks aren't very aggressive, so he might be scared to push me down further due to... I mean, I'm obviously a Handlock deck. Man, if he has Owl also, that'll be a tough start. Why 2 Mountain over 2 Molten? Molten is much more important. Because I disagree.
I have no time for games.
I don't think he can burst me down. If it's Reno Handlock. He needs 8 damage. I have seen the Arcane Golem version, but if it's Arcane Golem, I'll give it to him. Arcane Golem, Power Overwhelming, Faceless, or Leroy, Power Overwhelming, Faceless, whatever. It's a thing. Okay, Reno Jackson now works. Why 2 Void Colors? Because they are essential parts of Demon Handlock. I was thinking about like keeping only 1 copy of it, but it is one of the best cards in the deck. So basically, I put in 3 of the 4 best cards in the deck. Void Caller, Twilight Drake, Mountain Giant. I left one out. Molten Giant. Gotta stop the madness somewhere. Basically, this is the ultimate greed. Where you want both a Reno Jackson deck, and you don't want to water down your handlock deck. That's what I'm trying. I don't know whether or not it'll work, but that's what science is for. Let's see, will I die to 6 damage? That's possible, Hellfire Darkbomb. So I'm gonna Earthen Ring myself.
To the void.
Lagging a little bit. I'm also not going to... I'm going to tap. Tap last wall. 7 damage is much better than 6 damage. Because 7 is a Dark Bomb and a Hellfire, but 7 should be out of reach. It's a Power Overwhelming, it's a Soulfire, it's a Hellfire.
Almost out of time. You to master.
Ah, so he's running Fugue and Stellar. Got me a BGH for my Fugan. Or for his... Well, you know. Anyways, time for Lord Jaraxxus, and I have Mal'Ganis also. And I'll get Mal'Ganis.
So many possibilities.
Which will make that a 4/6, which will make stuff happen.
You face Jaraxxus, Hellbound Lord of the Burning Legion.
Oh, I could use the 4/6 here. Yes, and then I don't have to lose this one. No more food. Oh right, I'm invulnerable. I should have attacked something with this. Oops. This has so rarely happened. So he's used his BGH and his Siphon Soul, so this could be pretty tricky for him.
Shield for Argus.
Let's see, is that a misplay for him? Could have Hellfired and then done that, which would have given him one... would have given him 1 imp. Anyways. Mostly unimportant. I misplayed and I could have saved my Drake, which I sent at a 3/3, I believe. Or something. I shouldn't have let him Molten Giant Shadow Flame. Should have left him at 16.
So many possibilities.
We're gonna be rich.
Shields up!
I think for maximum safety, I don't bother, but losing 2 bombs, I don't wanna. It's like take 2 damage or lose this stuff. Honestly, kind of a close call. Not playing Sun Fury is definitely a mistake. Though he runs Fugue and Stalag, so he's less likely to run Leroy / Arcane plus Power Overwhelming plus Faceless. But I could play around that. And Luis went Fugan and Stalag too. Why do you rate them that bad? I didn't rate them bad. I said they were completely valid choices. 6, 12, 19, 20, 21, 24. I was very tempted to put in Fugan Stalag right before we started. And who knows? Maybe I will.
Let the games begin.
Your soul shall be mine.
Let's see, Dark Bomb, Twilight Drake. Dark Bomb's good enough. Dark Bomb into Coin Drake. That's probably how the game will go. The Drakes are both going to be 4/5s. Good old Yeti. Since you play 3 Giants, why not 2 Moltens and why 2 Twilights? I've chosen Mountain over Molten since Mountain is a card I'll usually mulligan for, whereas Molten is not. Twilight Drake because Twilight Drake's a really good card. 4 mana, 4/9. Tends to be good. Maybe I don't Dark Bomb. Oh, I got a Hellfire. I don't Dark Bomb. Probably gonna go Coin Twilight into Twilight. There's not that many spells you can cast if I don't have anything on the board. You wouldn't Dark Bomb a Voidwalker.
Complacent.
Whoa. Okay, so he thought really hard about that turn. Not sure why. You know, as a kid, I used to spin the glove all the time, and then just see where I would randomly land on. Kinda cool. Reminds me of childhood days. Am I wrong not hellfiring there? I hellfire probably can kill the Shredder's guy. I'm taking an extra 6 damage this turn. However, I am getting out stuff which can kill the stuff later. And also it's a pain to play these cards after the scientist is dead. I think this is correct.
I'll show them. I'll show them all.
Oh, secret button. My APM isn't high enough to get the gem. You have bested me, Nerubian Weblord. Oh, money. He's setting up for Flame Strike? I don't believe you. There's some worlds where
You might feel a little tingle.
that doesn't activate.
My shield for Argon. My shield for Argon.
A good amount of my play is based off of not believing that he has Flame Strike, but it's certainly a possibility. I kinda sorta thought he might have it, but not really. Turns out he has it. I don't believe you, I said. And then he was believed. If only I had 9 mana, I could void call. Never mind, that wouldn't be very good. Alright, so it's gotta be this first. I guess it has to be this. Then hopefully I draw into Soulfire. Is that good? Seems to be the best. Alright, I only did the Fireball. Well, realistically, I only died a Fireball.
You require my assistance?
Darn, I don't have enough to play Soulfire. Oh, maybe I should have taken Abusive, because then if I draw BGH...
Someday I'll be just
Yeah.
like you.
It's entirely possible that the card in his hand is not burned. In fact, it's not Frostbolt, because otherwise he would have Fire Blasted me. Do you start with Jiraxis, or do you start with Malygos? Or do you do neither? You go Void Caller, Anti-Killbot. I mean, it does 17 damage either way. Yeah, I think you bet that he doesn't have a spell.
Almost out of time.
Because if he does have a spell, you lose either way. And if he has a spell that costs 3 mana, he doesn't win with this play. Because he only has 12. Void Shadow Flame Soulfire. That was actually a really good play that I missed. Oops. Wow, I can't believe I missed that. I guess I deserve to lose for that then. I assessed the situation. I didn't see a way to deal 7 damage to that. Not punished? Not punished.
Complacent.
I serve the Fire Lord.
Oh my gosh, never punished. Now the problem is I died a Fireball, top deck. If I Void Caller, I drop the chance down to a 50-50. I'm not sure what the better play is, but this is the greedier play, so I am obligated to take it.
Almost out of time.
I have no time for games.
Besides, I'm always lucky. I was thinking like it might be better to Void Caller Shadow Flame Soulfire because I almost never lose from there also, and I have a 17% increased chance to win against Fireball top deck. If you pull Void Caller, you just play Jiraxis. If you pull Jiraxis, you play Malygos. And then it's really hard to lose either way. So I feel like I made the wrong play, but it's definitely worth considering, especially since he hasn't drawn a Fireball yet. So there's like a 2 in 14, so it's a 1 in 7. So 1 in 7 of the time, I lose 17% more. So that's something like I lose 2 or 3% more often by making this play over the other play.
Want it?
This is a lot like the series where like Jab actually just Fireball Fire Blast me. I'm almost certain I should have done it the other way. Yeah, I should have done it the other way. I misplayed. I think I have like a 3% less chance of winning by doing it this way, but I mean, the way this hand worked out, it's of course way better. But just saying. Can misplay and still win game.
Well done.
Watch your back.
Your soul shall be mine.
It's a pretty good opening hand. I mean, it would have been a good opening hand no matter what I drew, considering I kept 2 of the better cards to keep. So actually this is a really good opening hand, I should say. If your hero powering so much, why no Frost Giant? Because it's only a good card in the late game. And then it's not good enough.
The pleasure is mine.
Opinion Trump. What do you think of 2 Molten, 1 Mountain instead of this? I get that question a lot. The reason there's Mountains instead of Moltens as a duplicate is because I hard mulligan for Mountain, whereas I almost never hard mulligan for Molten. Alright. I've gotten all the pieces of the Reno puzzle. That was fast. I'd like to solve the Reno puzzle. I've drawn all of the duplicates twice. Except Mountain. Why'd you decide to have 2 void colors for a total of 3 doubles instead of something like a shredder? I mean, you should know the answer I'm gonna give you. It's because void color is a really good card. If you want me to elaborate a bit further, there's a Doomguard in this deck. And there's also Malygos, so you never want to summon Doomguard or Malygos by casting it, though you can. So I figure you want 2 void colors. Not to mention the card is so good, and you really want to play it on turn 4. Basically, I kept all 3 of the cards that you want to play on turn 4 in hand lock. This rogue forgot how to combo. Someone should remind him how.
From the void I come.
Somehow he played 2 backstabs and comboed neither of his cards.
We hunger for vengeance.
Which leads me to believe that something went wrong somewhere in this game for him. Any consideration replacing Mountain Giant with the new 7-mana Demon? More Void Color value and you usually pay 7 mana for Giant anyway. No, you usually pay 4 mana for the Giant. That's why there are 2 copies in this deck.
I've got the beast in myself.
I say as I play 7-mana Giant. But 7 mana is definitely not the average amount of mana you pay for this card. As I play 7-mana Giant.
Eyes are open.
The pleasure is mine.
Well played.
Feels so bad, man. What happened? How did he win?
Gul'dan versus Gul'dan.
Your soul shall be mine. I am your nightmare.
I wonder if I keep BGH. Probably not. Hamlocks aren't that common. And Reno Lock sometimes don't run Mountain Giant.
I greet you, I greet you.
No. Aren't you playing too many things that cover the 4 slot here? It's the same exact number of 4s as is in normal hand luck. The Void Caller was an innovation just to improve the consistency of hand luck, to add more force. I respect the Void Caller so much that I have also decided to include that. I did have a debate on whether or not to even include Void Caller, since one Void Caller seemed like not enough for all the demons, so I wanted either 2 Void Caller, I felt, or 0 Void Caller, and then cut the Malygos and the Doomguard, which might actually be a way to go. And cut the 2 Void Callers, cut the Malygos, cut the Doomguard, add in Fuga and Stalag. I think that's actually pretty good. Might be better than this version, but I want to test this version out more. Then you just keep 2 Mountains and 2 Twilights. Not unreasonable. Possibly even better. Alright, let's see. Still need Twilight Drake and Void Caller for Reno Jackson. Well, it doesn't look like this is a game in which I'll Reno anytime soon. Why not run a Youthful Brewmaster to take back the Reno? Because if you play a Reno and you get the effect off, you don't need to get it off again.
I wield the power.
No demons in hand. Sylvanas should be really good here, though. Let's see. He should not be playing Moltens with that deck.
I have no time for games.
Why no Paladin Shredder or Siphon Soul? Those are both cards that I had included in the deck. Then I cut them for Mountain Giant and Twilight Drake. Which is to say, I think they're valid options, and I'm just trying 3 duplicates in this deck and seeing how it works out. I'm not sure whether or not it's good, but science demands science. Since Demons wasn't really on the list of cards I was looking for, but I did play it in a Control Warlock deck way back in the day. Could consider it. Science demands science. They should kill the owl because the owl can kill the BGH.
Who knows what secrets will uncover?
Into Peddler would be pretty good. Pedal. Although that might kill him. Kinda needs to deal with the board, huh? No, never lucky. He might feel pressed enough that he needs to kill the demon. And that would be very unfortunate for me. It's like, on the other hand, he probably feels like if he kills the Void Caller, he'll lose. He is 4 damage off, so I don't have to have it. Oh! Never punished. Maybe I have to play Reno Jackson on this turn. Yeah, you can do 10. I really don't want to. Maybe Demon Wrath Hellfire. Oh, that would still be good. 3-7. And then I play Dark Peddler on top of that. 3-7. Yeah. have looked pretty silly if I had Dark Peddler to Power Overwhelming or Soulfire, right? I guess I should have Dark Peddlered first. Well, it's like the trade-off of... Oh, I can Hellfire first and then Dark Peddler, and then... No, because that still kills the... I wonder what's the better play there. Dark Peddler first and risk... Or try to go for a Power Overwhelming Soulfire for lethal. Or you play it second and you get the 2-2, but sometimes you draw Power Overwhelming or Soulfire and then you're sad.
Almost out of time.
We're gonna be rich.
Will
My shield
indeed.
for Argus.
Get in there and fight, maggot.
Oh crap,
I've
abusive.
got the beast in my sack.
My eyes are open.
I wonder if I could have been crafty enough to see that through.
So many possibilities.
Could have chosen not to taunt it. That might have been better.
By the power of Rational.
I mean, it would have been better here, but I wonder if I could have done that. Tap Void Caller Shadow Flame, but then you have to also lose the 2-3.
Buying or selling.
Oh, I guess you played a Blood and Bab.
I wield the power.
Do I have to?
From the void I come.
He's put no AoE out yet. There's probably a Hellfire in there. Maybe.
Well played. Well.
Okay. I think that makes sense. Yeah, when I think about his hand and that he only had one card left, that was definitely his best move. Because I hit him for one and he can't even Hellfire once.